People are like, who is Daniellevictor? And I'm like, bitch, it's Danny with 2 N's. Am I a fashion blogger? Maybe. Am I a storyteller? For sure. Am I a badass bitch? Absolutely. So if you're smart, you'll subscribe to my channel.
I don't think kissing is hooking up at all. I've kissed many people. Do I remember half of them? No. And do I consider that hooking up? Nope. And if Gabby brought someone home for Thanksgiving and it was someone I happened to make out at Hyde nightclub on a Thursday night when I was living in California, and I was like, oh shit, I think I made out with him once at Hyde. Am I gonna tell Gabby, hey, you cannot be with him because I made out with him 10 years ago at Hyde on a Thursday night? No, I'm not gonna fucking do that. But that's me. That is my perspective. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, there's people that are still in their ego. Anyone responding in any other way is living in their ego. Now, if Gabby had sex with someone who dogged her out or treated her like shit, and I was like, yeah, Gabs, let me get that. That would be a problem and I would get it. Hi. I started that video with some of the insanely disgusting comments that were left on Gabby's video called Danny Wants to Date. Let's see what Gabby's video was called. Let me get the exact title. Hold on. Pause. Pause just a moment, please and thank you. Danny Wants to Date the Guy I Hooked Up With. It has almost 500 comments, and almost every single one of those 500 comments, I would say out of the 438 that are there right now, and it'll exceed over 438. About 436 are awful, disgusting, degrading comments about me. You want to talk about mothers! Name that movie. But here I want to say you want to talk about sisterhood and girlhood. I remember when my first video back getting onto YouTube, it was me and Gabby, and we got into an argument about like religion versus what she likes to label my new age ideology, and people were ripping Gabby up in the comments. I had to hide a lot of users from channel because, like, at the end of the day, that's my sister, and even if she was coming at me a certain way, you're not about to come at my sister in the comment section. And then the other comments that weren't that bad but needed to be handled, I commented back defending Gabby, because that's my sister at the end of the day. I don't care what type of argument we have on camera. I don't care what is going on between us. I'm not gonna have some third party from somewhere in the world come and disrespect someone I love. It's just not happening. And I remember we went to Market Basket literally maybe a day after that was posted, and she like wouldn't talk to me, was giving me the cold shoulder, and I was like, what's up? She's like, I'm not filming with you anymore. These comments are so bad. You're not deleting them. I'm like, I'm trying to keep up with them as much as I can because that video had a lot of comments as well. She was so upset about the comment section and me not being fast enough on like taking care of the comments. She uploads this video, this story that's been up since Sunday. It is now Tuesday. This video will be up on Wednesday. It has been Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're going on 3 days. That's 438 comments. She has read every single one of them. She has responded only to the comments where someone was sticking up for me, which is like maybe 2 comments, 4 at best. But she has read every single comment that has been left. She has left them there. That's my sister. That's why in the last video I said, hey, there's some times where I think maybe you don't even like me, because I don't understand how the same people can be in that comment section talking about Danny this, and she doesn't know girl code, and she doesn't know this, and yet my own sister is leaving these degrading ass, ruthless ass, non-true, nonsensical comments about her own twin sister in the comment section. I understand when there's more comments and likes, it pushes people to watch your video more, but to what extent? And to what extent are we gonna be on these platforms looking for $1? Because that's what it comes down to. I have done some really deep thinking about this, and I knew immediately after reading the 10th nasty comment I needed to address not only the situation with this dude, but this comment section. I didn't come back to YouTube for this. I want to set the record straight here. I want to speak with my chest. God, speak through me and for me through this video. Let me get it so everyone watching can understand, and maybe it'll make sense to you. I have been through some fucking shit, okay? Everyone watching has. Every family has problems, and I've realized now after filming with Gabby multiple times that it's best that 1, we just don't film with each other, or 2, we just don't talk about personal shit. We talk about fun stuff. Like, there's, out of all the times I've filmed with Gabby since I came back to YouTube, there's only 2 videos where I was chuckling at my computer, laughing at our jokes together. That's the type of content I want to create. I want to create feel-good, happy content that makes people go on YouTube, watch me and Gabby, or watch Gabby and laugh and feel good, and just for a moment, a split second of time, you're not worrying about, you know, that bill that's due. You're not worrying about getting ready for your shitty job on Monday morning. You're just here with me on my channel, laughing it out. Okay, and even if you notice in the videos that I have where there's drama and things are tense, I try to throw a joke in there. People are like, Danny doesn't take this seriously. I do take almost everything seriously, but I also know that I'd rather be happy. So even in the most intense conversation, I'm gonna try to lighten the mood, because I don't know about you, I don't want to be tense when I'm filming, I don't want to be tense when I'm editing, and I don't want to put out tense content. That's not the vibe I'm going through. And I realized talking about my mom, talking about my family problems, and Marcellus and Gabby, every family on this planet has problems. Even the people that don't have families have problems that they're going through that maybe shouldn't be talked about on camera. These are personal issues. These are things that are going through, and all you're getting is a 10 to 15 to 40 minute long video, sometimes an hour, with a small perspective of our perception of an issue that we're going through. So then you in the comment section are coming and you're using your fingers to get out whatever frustration you have for the day, to talk about someone else's perspective on their experience. And I understand that you're having your own experiences by watching the video with us. But to get on the keyboard and say outlandish comments like calling me a whore, calling me narcissistic, telling me that I'm darkness that surrounds Gabby, I will pride myself, and I stand firm in my own essence that the version of myself compared to who I was even 2 years ago is light. And the only reason I can become darkness is if I'm surrounded by things that make me feel darkness. We are all energetic beings. We become that which we are surrounded by. So if you want to sit there and tell me that I am darkness to Gabby from your perspective, feel free to do that. But when you're typing that comment, I want you to know, and I'm saying this because I have lived it. You are what you speak about yourself and others. So if you're talking about me and my experiences in a negative way, do you think that negativity is not going to come back into your life somehow, some way? It is. And the comments, even some of the ones that are at the beginning of this video, are insane to me. The assumptions that you can make about a human being, me. These are assumptions that you are making about me. You have never met me. You see me on a screen and you get a small percentage of who I am as a person, how I love. Talking about I only care about myself. I care about many things, including myself. I love my fucking self. Everyone should love themselves. You mad at me for loving thyself? That sounds like a personal fucking problem. I'm here to hold a mirror to your face, girls and guys. We'll get back to this, but let's get back into talking about me wanting to date someone my sister hooked up with. Now, people were like, Danny was so silent because she was speechless. I was letting Gabby do her thing in that video. She asked me to do a story time with her. I did it with her. Do I think we should have made a story time about this situation? Absolutely the fuck not. But here we are because it's already done. You can't go back in time. The footage is already out there. So I am letting her speak, but as she's speaking, I know there's many things that are being left out. Gabby told me that she went out with this, she didn't even go out with this dude, she hung out with this dude at his crib 3 years ago. They kissed, and when they were kissing, she dry humped him. That's normal for kissing. The next day she told me he hit her up. They had a date planned for a Tuesday. He hit her up and said, hey, I don't think our personalities are compatible. I think you're rude. I think we should cancel the date. And she was like, tomato, tomato. See you later, okay? Then, years later, he hits her up, checking up on her. And from what Gabby told me is that she was interested in breaking her abstinence for this dude, and she had a phone conversation with him and told this man that she was saved and that she was walking this religious path and she really wanted to wait for marriage. And when they went to go hang out, it didn't work out because he told her that he didn't want to be the man that stirred her away from the path that she was walking. He had enough respect for her to not be a dude that used her for sex, knowing the goal that she had in mind. So then time reverse, he finds me on Hinge. He probably liked aspects of Gabby's personality. He sees her twin, said, okay, well, her twin is saved and wants to wait till marriage, maybe I would get along better with her twin sister. Instead of being a creepy dude like most dudes are, he hit her up and said, hey, can I like, whatever he said to her, can I have your sister's number, or can I match with your sister on Hinge, or can I take your sister out on a date? He asked her, instead of being disrespectful and immediately going straight to me, because I wouldn't have known who that dude was. I've never seen a picture of him before in my life. I've only known bits and pieces of the story that she has told me. She then entertained the idea, and I've gotten the blame for it, that it was my idea and Danny was pressuring me into doing it. I didn't pressure nothing. If Gabby didn't want to meet up with this dude ever again, my life would have surely moved the fuck on. But here I am getting the blame again for something that I don't know how I'm getting the blame for. So we all meet up, and Gabby says that I was talking about sexual shit. The only time that sexual shit was talked about is when there was one time Gabby was talking about the dude from LA that I hooked up with, and how I was saying like, yeah, I can be like nonchalant because I've hooked up with two guys, the dude from LA and a guy in Boston. And the dude in LA was the first guy I hooked up with in 3 years. When he left, I cried like a baby. Like a baby. When he friend zoned me and said I'm not ready for a relationship, I cried like a baby for about 2 days, and then I was over it, and then we were like, cool, FaceTiming, homies, whatever. Then I hooked up with the guy in Boston, and I'm very detached from the situation because I know that that's not the man I'm spending the rest of my life with. It's very easy to not be attached to someone when you know like that is not your husband. So we end up discussing my personal love and sex life, and she's like, I had to hold a Bible over you, and I had to pray over you, and you are a mess, and you sit there and you lie about how you can be detached. And I was like, no, that was me, and I'm trying to defend myself in this situation because I almost feel like I'm being attacked about, like, why are we even focusing on this right now? But cool, if I'm being painted in a light where I was a slut and I was talking about my sexual deviant activities while someone she hooked up with was around, I will take the L on that, and I will let people think that I did that. That is not what fucking happened, okay? It's not what fucking happened. Conversation flowed. My rendezvous ended up being discussed, and as they're being discussed, I'm defending myself because naturally that's what humans do. And so we're talking about life, sex, dating, etc. And me and him are giving each other high fives because we agree with each other on many, many, many things. Not just about sex, but about dating, about life, about other stuff. Gabby is walking a very specific path. She wants to wait till marriage. She wants to date men that are waiting for marriage. This dude is not it. He's not looking to wait for marriage. I'm her twin sister, and I'm very open about how I'm also not waiting for marriage. Even if I meet the man of my dreams right now, I don't think it is life or death or chaos and destruction to wait till marriage. That is my personal belief, okay? So I guess someone else said something about how Gabby walked out of the bathroom and I was close to his face. I did a video with my dad about how when I'm speaking to someone one-on-one, I like eye contact. I like to look into a person's eyes because it's very easy for me to know when someone's a piece of shit, lying, or just full of it. So if she walked out and me and him are close, it's because I'm giving him eye contact as I'm talking to him in the middle of a conversation. There's people in the comment section saying, I bet she already has his number, I bet they already hooked up, Danny this, Danny that, and it's fucking mind-blowing to me. And the comments are being left there by my own sister. The night goes, it's 3:45 in the morning, he calls us an Uber home. We don't really talk much because we're both super exhausted. We wake up in the morning, we talk. She has nothing but great things to say about this guy. Even before we met up with him, she said he was super respectful. He's never been disrespectful to her. He's respected her wishes. He's respected the fact that she's walking a certain journey, and he didn't want to break her celibacy and be that dude that had like a one-night stand with her or a two-night stand with her, whatever, and made her feel shame and guilt for breaking her celibacy for someone that she was gonna end up with. She also told me that on their first time hanging out, he didn't know she had a kid, and that he suggested that she should have put that on her profile because if she had put it on a profile, he wouldn't have matched with her. There's lots of fucking details that are being left out to make me and make him, I guess, look a certain way, and I'm not with the shits because it doesn't seem godly to me. Because when we woke up in the morning, she had nothing but positive things to say about this guy. He's respectful, it was a really good night, yada, yada, yada. And then he hits her with the, I'm interested in moving forward with your sister. And it's just all downhill. She's screaming at me all day long. She's telling me that she doesn't want to film with me anymore. She's all set with me. As if I did something wrong. We both did something wrong by agreeing to come out on this date in the first place because your emotions about this dude who you told me you didn't even like. Before we went out, she said she can't stand his personality. She forgot how much she can't stand his personality. So I'm thinking we're going out with someone that you don't even really like. But her reaction is that of someone that she did like. So it's all fucking confusing to me. But we cannot sit here and degrade this dude that you just called respectful moments ago, before he said I'm interested in your sister, and then get online and call him all types of names and let everyone else call him all types of names, when it's just not, it's not love, it's not of God. It's not what God would want us to do when we're telling a story. It's just not. So she was mad at me. She makes this YouTube video. I'm in silence and I'm watching her, and she's getting so angry, and people are like, why are you so confused? I'm confused, guys, because I don't understand how someone could get this mad over a dude you didn't like, over someone you just kissed 3 years ago. And when we, you and me, Gabby, opened the door for this to be a possibility for him to choose. So we can't get mad at this third-party man for literally walking into what some people would call a trap that we set up. In my eyes, he did nothing wrong. In my eyes, I did nothing wrong. I simply went along with a plan I didn't think was a big deal because you told me you didn't like him and that you guys weren't compatible, and that he also said you guys weren't compatible. So I didn't think it was a big deal. And then we went, and even in the morning, before he texted her and said he was interested in me, Gabby said, you and him got along really well. I bet he's gonna say that he's interested in you. And then he texts her and he says that, and it's like, shocked. She's shocked. I don't understand how you're shocked when you literally just said to me that that was going to happen. You basically spoke it into existence. But then when she's filming the video and I'm watching her during the video, she's getting so mad that the veins in her neck are starting to get puffy. And I'm like so confused about why you're so angry about it. And then the same people in the comment section saying, no, it's a twin vibe. Even if she kissed him 3 years ago, you can't, are the same fucking people that have their alarm set to binge watch every single season of The Summer I Turned Pretty, where some girl is fucking on two brothers, telling two brothers she loves them. Talking about this is the most romantic show on the planet. And y'all want me to take what you're saying in the comment section seriously? Because I don't. We do not know how God works. I have respect to Gabby. I don't have this dude's number. I haven't matched with him on Hinge. But for people coming at me like, what are you confused about? Danny, what? If Gabby didn't give a shit, if she did not care, and that man asked for my number and Gabby gave it to him and he asked me on a date, I would go because our personalities were compatible. And in my mind, I don't see how that's a problem. I talked to my dad about this on the phone, and I explained to Dad everything, and my dad goes, it has nothing to do with you. She can't possibly be mad about that when she had nothing with this guy and it was 3 years ago. It has to do with something else that's going on with your sister and you, or not even you, but you're getting the brunt of it. Because I could not possibly understand, and I personally would not give a fuck about a dude who I haven't seen in 3 years, who I kissed once, and if he met up with Gabby and fucked with Gabby, and I thought he was a respectful, nice dude that treated me and my sister well, but was into my sister, I would not care. Now, if he was a disrespectful dude who didn't honor you and your body when you told him that you were going on a journey with God and you were waiting till marriage, I would understand why you would be like, that's disgusting, both of you are gross. But you have told me nothing but nice things about this dude and how he respected you and honored you, but you guys weren't compatible. So because I'm saying if Gabby didn't care and he asked me out on a date and she gave my number, I would go, because why not? I'm the bad guy. Then make me the fucking bad guy. Make me the bad guy. I have literally been almost murdered. My life was almost robbed from me. I'm living in a home with people that don't even like me. Every day we can find reasons to be upset or miserable or unhappy, and I can promise you fighting over a dude is not going to be my thing. But I will come here and I will defend myself and him because we didn't do anything wrong. I don't think it's okay for Gabby to leave those comments about me in her comment section. I don't think it's okay for her to rip this man to shreds when before he texted her saying I'm interested in your sister, she had nothing but positive things to say except that his personality is tough and that they weren't compatible, but that he was respectful and that he was always respectful. He's always been respectful. For the 3 years they've extended their conversation, she has said that he's been nothing but respectful, but you're on your YouTube disrespecting him. It just doesn't seem godly to me. And then in the end of all that drama is a comment section of people ripping your sister to shreds over a story that was half told. And I don't think it's cool. I filmed the last video with Gabby before she uploaded the video and made it live. And hours later she made it live. And after like the 100th comment that was nasty, I was like, we haven't really talked much in like 2 days, because in my mind, no one in this world is gonna come on my page and say some gnarly shit about Gabby. Now I know people are probably gonna come on this comment section and say some shit about Gabby, and it's getting deleted. And if it's not that bad, I'm gonna respond back and defend her. But anyone coming here and saying horrible things about Gabby is getting hide user from channel or your comments being deleted, because I have no patience for it. But what I have realized from this experience is a couple of things. Number 2, every single person is literally having experiences that only they know about. Because as we're going out on this, I wouldn't even call it a date. He met up with us when we were out. Me and Gabby had a glass of wine. He didn't even drink. And then we talked till 3:45 in the morning. And then we took our asses home. We all were there together, but we all had separate experiences. I had no idea Gabby was in the bathroom filming a video that says, "Everyone has always picked Danny over me." I had no idea she was doing that in the bathroom. I had no idea that when she walked out of the bathroom and saw me and him talking, that she felt a type of way. And even if that's the case, why would you wait until we filmed a video to express that much anger? I mean, Sunday when he asked her for my number, she was really mean to me. She was very nasty. Like, you would think that I like literally hooked up with like Don Milan. That was the reaction that we were getting. And even when we were filming the video, that was the reaction that I was getting. That is another reason why I was so taken back and confused. And I talked to my dad about it, and I was like, "Dad, am I tripping? Or did I do something wrong?" And my dad was like, "No, like there's no possible way Gabby cares if you even talk to a dude that she kissed 3 years ago. There's no way Gabby cares about that. It has to do with something else." My own father. But now we got a whole gang full of the comment section of people that just want to be angry. And that is what I've come to realize. It has nothing to do with this dude. It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with like, you guys are so bored with your own lives that you want to have drama between two sisters. Now, granted, this drama was coming anyway. Okay? Because when she left these comments, I was never going to be cool with it. How do you love me? How are we supposed to have this sisterhood and this twinhood, but you're letting all these jabronis and strangers on the internet say these reckless things about me, and you're leaving them there? But in the same breath want to talk about God. It don't make any fucking sense to me. It don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to me. I love Gabby more than anything in this whole world, and I would never do anything to hurt her. But you would hurt me? Because allowing people to speak to me in such a way when I did nothing wrong except show up, be myself, and got along with a dude you didn't even get along with before you were even saved. And now you're saved and you guys are just walking two different paths. And you left out of the video that he literally saved you from his own sexual, lustful desires. He didn't want to be that dude for you. But you didn't say that in the video. You just painted him to be a piece of shit and for me to be a piece of shit. And I don't think it's cool, and I don't think it was out of love, and I'm not with it. I'm like so not cool with it, guys. And I realized in this moment that I didn't come back to YouTube to be acting like I'm 20 years old. The stuff that has happened to me in the last 4 years has changed my brain chemistry. I thrive every day to breathe, do breath work, to meditate, and be present in the moment. Because the moment is all we have. I don't want to talk about my mom anymore because my mom brings me to things in me that I still need to work on. I want to be happy on this channel. I don't want to argue with Gabby. I don't want to talk about my mom. I don't want to talk about family drama and bullshit. Everyone is going through it. With their friends, with their families, with their lovers. I don't want my channel to be a drama fest. I want my channel to be inspiring, uplifting, and happy. That is who I strive to be now. I don't strive to be someone who's literally getting on camera and acting like we're 24 years old again, just off a season of Bad Girls Club spinoff, fighting over some dude. And it's not even about the dude at the end of the day. Because I really believe, and I even told Gabby, your reaction to me is all ego. That is not who you truly are, because who we truly are is love. Because who we truly are is one with the source of everything that is. We are one with God, and God is nothing but love. And someone who is in their true essence, even if they have been hurt or disrespected, is moving and talking and breathing love. Just love. So for you to be mad at me over this guy that you didn't even like, it has to be your ego. It has to be coming from not who your true essence is, because if it was your true essence, you would take yourself out of it and you would even have a conversation with God. Okay, so everything happens for a reason. There are no accidents. So why did you bring me, my sister, and this guy together? Because what if in the grand scheme of things, and I'm not saying this is the case, this is hypothetical, it never worked out with Gabby. They never crossed the boundary of having sex. They never went on a date because Gabby was just a vessel to bring that man into my life because I was meant to be with that man. Now that's over and done with. That chapter is closed. It can never be a thing. But what if that was God's plan? What if that was an orchestration done divinely by God, but because of ego and anger and whatever else, it can never be anything but you can never speak to him again, or I'm never speaking to you again, and he's dead to both of us, and he's a piece of shit, and he's gross and he's disgusting. He's gross and disgusting, but he respected you up until the morning he texted you and said that he was interested in me. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. None of it made sense to me, and that's why I was confused, and that's why I have to make a video explaining to you, even though I don't need to explain to any of you why I was confused. There are better ways to speak to each other, to communicate with each other, and to express the way you're feeling without stepping outside the boundaries of what God has given us with our minds and our tongues. And I am saying to everyone in this video, the way that man was talked about in Gabby's video, the way I was portrayed and talked about in the comment section, even talked about in the video, it wasn't godlike. It wasn't cool. It wasn't coming from a place of love or understanding. It wasn't good communication. And I've realized that me and Gabby have had trouble communicating in a couple of our videos, and that's why I think we should probably cool off of doing videos together until we come to a place of like complete understanding. We are walking entirely different paths, but there's plenty of people that walk different spiritual paths and have different life perspectives and still can live and communicate and be beings of love with one another. And it makes me sad that right now at this point in time, it doesn't seem like Gabby and I are capable of doing that. And it's not just Gabby's fault, it's my fault too. You guys can disrespect me all you want. You can come to this channel and say no this and no that. I don't give a fuck. I've never given a fuck. The only reason I'm making this video is it's just so outlandish to me that we as humans can watch something and it's only a small portion of something, a small bit of the story. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put lip gloss on. I'm upset. Boo. Just a small portion of something, and we feel like we have the right to ridicule and judge and condemn and justify our actions. Well, they put it on the internet. Even so, love thy neighbor and shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Judge me not. Even all these people that are in the comment section calling me a whore and a narcissist and every other thing on the face of the planet. Cool. And my life is going to continue, and I'm still going to be me. And I love me. If you don't understand that yet, I love me. It took me years to get to the point where I truly love thyself. I am a child of God. I am literally God in action. Everything I do is divinely orchestrated. And everything I do from this moment moving forward, especially on this channel, I want it to be with love and respect, good communication and understanding. Now we can have debates. You can disagree with whatever I'm saying, but let's do it in a respectful manner. Let's respect one another. Let's respect my channel. But Gabby leaving 500 comments of hate towards me is alarming, and I would never. And anyone who comes to this video and leaves any hate for Gabby, it will not be tolerated. I do not tolerate it. I will not talk about my mom anymore. I will not talk about my family issues anymore. I will only talk about that which is put on my heart to speak about, and everything else I will work through in silence, because everything is a matter of what's going on within. Everything is a state of within. That's why the kingdom of heaven is within. This is hell. Having to justify a night out that was both my fault and Gabby's fault with a man who did absolutely nothing wrong but literally go along with two girls that were like, yeah, let's go. Two women, not girls. Come on. We all have better things to do with our time. But I said my piece. I said what I wanted to say. I don't think I did anything wrong. I don't think I said anything wrong, and I stand 10 toes down on everything I've said in this video. I don't have regret or remorse for my feelings or my standpoint on it. The way people meet, the way people get together, the way people fall in love, the way relationship starts, we have no control over that. We only have control of our emotions. We create our realities with our thoughts and our words and our feelings. That is it. God gave us that gift. So I am using my thoughts and my words to tell you my point of view from Gabby's video and about how Danny wanted to date the person I hooked up with. I don't think kissing is hooking up at all. I've kissed many people. Do I remember half of them? No. And do I consider that hooking up? Nope. And if Gabby brought someone home for Thanksgiving and it was someone I happened to make out at Hyde nightclub on a Thursday night when I was living in California, and I was like, oh shit, I think I made out with him once at Hyde. Am I gonna tell Gabby, hey, you cannot be with him because I made out with him 10 years ago at Hyde on a Thursday night? No, I'm not gonna fucking do that. But that's me. That is my perspective. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, there's people that are still in their ego. Anyone responding in any other way is living in their ego. Now, if Gabby had sex with someone who dogged her out or treated her like shit, and I was like, yeah, Gabs, let me get that. That would be a problem and I would get it. But I don't see how it's a problem to say, I am confused why it would be an issue when you guys only kissed. He respected you. He respected your sexual. He didn't want to give into his own lust to have Gabby make a mistake. And I want to make that very clear. Gabby made that very clear before I even met this dude. So to sit up here and say, hey, like, he's not a piece of shit, and it's not cool to call him that just because he was interested in me and not you. I don't agree. And so that is all I'm trying to say. I understand that Gabby, her interaction with this guy that we went out with was before Don Milan, and then she had Don Milan, and then she hasn't been with a man since. So maybe I'm thinking that it's like that's her only connection to that world of like that she would consider lustful outside of like the path she's walking now. Maybe she was a bit more connected to him because it was one of the last people she hung out with before Don Milan. I really don't understand it, because she told me that she didn't like his personalities and they clashed. And even when we were out, they had chemistry, but it was like an arguing chemistry. It wasn't like a smooth conversation. They were arguing a lot because they had such different views on everything. And then I said to her, I go, I wish that I wasn't there and you guys hung out with each other by yourselves. And she looked at me, she goes, he wouldn't have gone if you weren't there. And so I have two people using me. And it's just like, and then I'm the bad guy, and then I'm the villain. I'm like, all right, so I will be that, but I'm gonna come defending myself. And with that being said, I don't think Gabby and I will ever go on a twin date again, unless it's literally with like some dude that like, I don't know. I don't think we ever will again. I don't know how that's gonna unfold, but this escalated and became something that it shouldn't have become. Things were said that probably shouldn't have been said. The whole story time would have been good just being archived and never posted onto YouTube, but here we are. So anyways, be kind, y'all. That's all I'm trying to say, and watch your mouth when you're speaking to me. Or shut your mouth when you're speaking to me. You can say whatever you want to me, but just know that you're hurting yourself when you do it. Bye. God bless you.